I'm sure everyone can relate to avoiding getting out on two wheels when the weather's looking a little bit suspect and you don't want to have to get into a full set of winter gear. Today we're going to look at how to make it a lot easier to get out on the bike and make your life a lot more comfortable when you're out there. Don't forget to stick around till the end when I'll talk about my top 3 tips for getting outside and getting out on the bike as easy as possible. Hi, it's Josh here from Entire, where we're all about helping you to perform better. We've had some pretty tragic weather here in Wales over the past couple of weeks, and it's really made me have a think about how we get out on the bike in this terrible weather, and we don't really think twice about it. If you don't have the tools to do the job, you're not going to be able to do the work, and you're not going to be able to get gains. So we're here to bring you the tools in order to be able to do the job. We've had to experience it the hard way by doing a lot of trial and error, so we're mitigating that for you and bringing you what we've learned are the best tools for that. All links to the kit can be found in the description below, so be sure to check that out. We'll have a whole list of exactly what we talk about within this video. So we'll start with the best value for money, and then we'll go into a bit of the more luxurious items. So something that doesn't really cost a lot of money, but could benefit you massively is a good bike fit. So the contact points, where you're holding the handlebars, where you're sitting, and where your feet are positioned on the pedals. So really make sure that you've got a really good bike fit. Do a bit of trial and error yourself, and find what's best for you. There's numerous videos on YouTube that can help you sort out a rough position on the bike fit, some general rules of thumb, like bend in the knee when you've got your leg fully extended and things like that. So make sure that you have a little bit of an insight into roughly what the correct position is, and then play around with it yourself. Not too much, don't fiddle around too much, but as long as you're not getting any aches and pains, that's probably good enough. Make sure that your saddle isn't too high, and that way you'll mitigate having a bit of back roll and knee problems. The other one is making sure that your cleats are positioned in the correct way so that your knees aren't slightly skewed and you're getting knee issues as well. Those are the two main ones with regards to bike fit and positioning. Having a good saddle can always help. If it's an uncomfortable saddle and you're not quite used to it and it doesn't quite work for your geometry and flexibility, then that can really start to hamper your comfort on the bike, and again, that's a big one for not being able to spend a lot of hours in the saddle. Next up is clothing and kit on the bike that you wear day in, day out. And you can ask one of my training partners and also colleague at Entire, Ollie. He's had to learn the really hard way about whether or not to invest in some decent kit, especially out here in Wales. You want to be able to invest in this good kit to be able to stand up to the conditions and be able to do the job at hand. It can not only make your job easier on the bike and life easier, but also it mitigates against illness a little bit, because if you get too cold and wet and miserable on the bike, then you might get ill, and we don't want that. If you get ill, it sets you back because you're not able to do the training after that. So starting with the stuff that I wouldn't leave the house without, bar bib shorts and things, but I would start with cap, sunglasses and raincoat. For winter weather, you can't really go wrong with these pieces of equipment, especially in terms of value for money on the cap and glasses. The cap keeps the rain out of your eyes, so what that does is it makes it feel like it's not raining quite as much because you've not got the pain of the rain in your eyes the entire time. And likewise with the sunglasses. I'm not suggesting to wear sunglasses that shield you from the sun. It's more I use the photochromatic lenses in the Oakley Jawbreakers to change with the light conditions, and that's great for stopping all that spittle coming up off the roads if you're on someone's wheel, or if you're descending and the rain cap's not quite stopping the horizontal rain that's coming in. So yeah, definitely consider those two. And then the third one, like I said, is the rain jacket. I use the Gore Shake Dry rain jacket, and I cannot recommend this enough. It's a fantastic piece of equipment, probably one of the most valuable pieces of equipment that I've bought into in the past couple of years. It is completely waterproof. It is one of those things that you can literally shake and it becomes dry. Shake Dry Gore rain jacket. It packs up really nice and small in your back pocket. Again, keeps you really dry and keeps that layer underneath bone dry as well, which then can keep you warm. Whilst we're talking about clothing, the other things that I swear by and I buy multiple times are Castelli bib shorts, Nanoflex, and the Castelli Gabba. In terms of Castelli, I think it's the best value for money that you can get. It lasts numerous years, so I've had a pair of Nanoflex bib shorts for a good number of years now, and I wear them probably 75% of the year, and I go through maybe one pair every 2 seasons. So I would definitely recommend that. They've got great durability. The pad is what you're looking for. The pad is fantastic and it keeps you comfortable on the bike day in, day out. Paired along with Nanoflex bib tights and arm warmers. Can't go wrong. It gives you that flexibility of the different temperatures. With all that kit, I've literally been from 0 degrees or just below 0 in Wales all the way up to 25 degrees, 30 degrees in Australia when I was out there in Noosa training for the Commonwealths. So I can guarantee you, that they're probably the 2 limits, but you can definitely do a wide range with that versatile kind of layering up of bib shorts, leg warmers, arm warmers and GABA. This is obviously subject to base layers, so I've got a long sleeve base layer, nice icebreaker thermo base layer, which is fantastic, and it will take me all the way down to 0 degrees or below. And then I've got a nice thin mesh base layer as well, which I like to wear underneath the GABA no matter what, even in warm conditions. It kind of just keeps you cool and wicks away that sweat. In terms of extremities, I tend to use sealskin gloves all weather, and I find that they also have a great range of temperature versatility, so you can wear them in quite a lot of different weather scenarios, from cold, dry to wet and cold. So yeah, I think they're a great glove. More recently I've been using the Gore Infinium gloves as well for an intermediate type of weather, and it just helps me get things out of my pockets a little bit easier. In terms of shoes and overshoes, I definitely recommend something to keep the water out, because as soon as the water gets in, it can get cold. I'm fortunate enough to have a pair of boots at the moment, which are the North Wave Extreme boots, and they are very warm, but they keep all of the water in. So if I don't have overshoes on, water just pours in, and whilst it keeps warm to a certain extent, they can start getting really cold. Overshoes wise, consider getting a pair of Spats overshoes. It's probably not much better. So yeah, I think all of those are great to consider, but are things that will definitely make your life so much easier on the bike and make you more motivated to go out, because if you have those things to be able to go out on the bike and enjoy being out and about with your friends, then you're more likely to go and do it. If it's difficult, you won't do it. If it's unenjoyable, you won't do it. So make it enjoyable, make it possible to go out and do these things, and you will. It's all about being consistent, getting out, doing it. And if you're able to enjoy it, you're going to be more consistent. So my 3 top tips for getting out of the door and helping you get out on your bike without having to buy all of the stuff is: 1, prepare the night before. Make sure you've got your bike set up and your clothes, and it's nice and easy for you to just get into your kit. Half of the faff, I spend half an hour sometimes. I'm not always one to follow my own set of kind of guidelines, but half the time I spend half an hour getting the kit together and getting into my kit to get out on the bike. So if it's already there ready for you, you can just get out and get on. Associate your ride with something that you enjoy. So if that's meeting up with friends or listening to music, a podcast or an audiobook, that's fantastic. I've got some great recommendations which I'll put down below, but just associate it with enjoyment. So even if the weather's terrible, you're still meeting up with friends and you're going to go out and enjoy that ride. The other great thing about meeting up with friends is that you become accountable, set a time and place, and therefore you're more likely to turn up. You don't want to let anyone down. Lastly, make it part of your routine. Set a time for every week that you're going to go out on the bike. It sets up your expectation as well as others' expectations. So if you've got a partner, they expect you to go out at 6 o'clock every morning or 6 o'clock every night and do an hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours on the bike. So if you set that expectation, set that routine, then it's just something that you do. It becomes part of your daily habits. Other things to consider, maybe mud guards. They keep a lot of the rain and water off of your feet and back and other people behind you, and like-minded people. So associate yourself and surround yourself with people that are going to be doing the same sorts of things, and it will make your rides a lot more enjoyable, I can guarantee it. And lastly, make sure you're fueled correctly. Drink a lot of water, have a lot of food, and again, you're not going to be miserable at the end of the ride. You're not going to come home and stuff your face. You're just going to be happy, you're going to be content with the ride, you're going to perform well as well. So all of these things are one and the same. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to tune in next time where we'll try and bring you some more valuable content for you to enjoy. And don't forget to consider subscribing if this has brought you value and you might take on board some of the kit recommendations that we've talked about today. Again, check out the link below and we'll include all of the kit recommendations that we think that will help you to perform better.